correct picks for last season. The Skunk Hunter is a huge fan of the Buffalo Bills, and because they won today, he doesn't have to use the Tom freaking Brady koozie, and then gets to use the Bills one.
I don't even know where his Bills one is. So
It's over on that
all
side.
right.
All right.
We
So
got two to pick from.
there you go.
Yeah.
So, first of all, congratulations on getting to finally not use a Cowboys koozie, sir. We need to go over today's games and then get into everything else. Thursday night, the season kicked off. Ravens traveled to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. It was a hell of a game. Came down to the very last play. Lamar Jackson had 273 yards passing, also 122 yards rushing, and led the team there. Isaiah Likely, 9 for 111 and 1. It should have been 10 for 120 and 2. Except he wore black shoes instead of white ones that would have blended in a little bit more.
I mean, the fact that they reversed it, and I think that's the bigger thing, was that it was called a touchdown, and that black toe
You could tell.
right over that
You
white
could tell.
line. You got to benefit of the doubt. Like if you can't overturn it,
So I don't think that they got the call wrong, but to ask Matt, I think the Ravens could beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
What do you guys
They
think?
could, but they're going to have to play a lot better, and they'll probably have to get Mark Andrews involved because the bracket coverage pretty much took him out of the game.
Yeah.
On the Chiefs side, Mahomes, 291 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Isaiah Pacheco led them with rushing with 45 and a touchdown. Rasheed Rice, 7 catches, 103. And then you had Worthy, two catches for 47 yards and a touchdown, and 1 rush for 21 yards and a touchdown. That man is every bit as fast as his record-setting 40-yard dash at the Combine.
And the fact that Marquise Brown was sitting out,
Yeah.
and everyone kind of was like, Worthy's not going to be able to fill Marquise Brown's shoes this early in the season. Well, that was wrong.
They were wrong.
They were wrong.
Very wrong.
Even with him coming back, that's 3 wideouts that are going to be options wherever
Gonna
the
be
fuck
tough.
you need them.
Yep. Friday night, the Packers traveled to Brazil to take on the Eagles. Eagles won 34-29. Jordan Love, 260 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Did get hurt on the second to last play of the game. He's going to be out somewhere between 3 and 6 weeks with an MCL sprain.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs, 84 yards rushing. Jaden Reed, 4 catches, 138 yards and a touchdown, and 33 rushing yards and a touchdown.
Who? You said
Yeah.
Jaden Reed? Jaden Reed?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
He must be a rookie.
Hashtag
I think he's in his
one-
second year.
He had actually.
I know.
He had a pretty
He was good
solid,
last year, too. Him
pretty
and Love,
solid
yeah,
rookie season.
yeah.
For the Eagles, Hurts had 278 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 33 yards rushing. Saquon Barkley blew up, 109 yards rushing, 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 catches, 23 yards, and a touchdown. A.J. Brown had 5 catches for 119 yards and a touchdown. Devonta Smith, 7 catches for 84 yards. New season, same thing, basically, for the Eagles. We'll see if it actually can continue all season, though.
Yep.
Well, so there's a couple things from that particular game that I wanted to mention. One of them was the quarterback sneak, tush push, whatever you want to call it, for the Eagles right near the very end of the game, where the center snapped it pretty poorly, and it turned into a bit of a fumble and a loss for a couple yards. And game 1, you immediately saw the loss of Jason Kelsey.
Yep.
Now,
It's hard to replace the center. It's been there for
it's
so
like,
long.
Can that improve? Was that a one-off thing? Maybe. Can it be an overreaction? Of course. That's what we do in week 1. We overreact.
That's what everyone does.
to
Overreact to
everything.
what happened. This is going to be the
Absolutely.
best quarterback all season, and that's his best game of the
Yeah.
year.
So what
So when Philly pulls it off, it's the brotherly shove. When they fuck it up, it's the brotherly flub.
There it is. There it is. Yeah. The one thing that I want to bring up from the game was going down to Brazil, and the manufactured fan base that existed in the stadium. Because initially they were talking about how the team that owns the stadium, they don't allow any green on jerseys because their crosstown rival wears green.
They wear red.
Right. So it's like you can't do that. But it's like, but wait, it's Green Bay and Philadelphia, the greenest teams. What the fuck? So Philadelphia wore their black and white, and then Green Bay wore green and yellow. Well, wait a minute. What am I missing here? Well, yeah, but it's green and yellow, which is the Brazil colors. Oh, also, the fans that showed up to the game, or I should say the attendants of the game, none of them were fans, but instantly, if you were home team for that particular soccer team, you rooted for Philadelphia. If you were a crosstown rival, you rooted for Green Bay. Whether that was planned from the start or it was this manufactured story made up by like they can't wear green, whatever, I don't care. I thought it was kind of neat. So I appreciated that.
I also like they turned it into a 3-day party.
Yeah.
It is Brazil.
It's just like, yeah, there's something going on all fucking day long,
Yep.
every day.
The Titans traveled to Chicago. They got up 17-0 on the Bears. Bears managed some special teams and defensive plays to get the win, 24-17. Will Levis with 127 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Pollard had a nice game, 82 yards rushing and a touchdown. Calvin Ridley was their leading receiver with 50 yards. For the Bears, not a whole lot offensively. Williams, 93 yards passing, Swift, 30 yards rushing. DJ Moore had 5 catches for 36 yards. Stevenson with the interception returned for a touchdown. And Mr. Simone Biles returned a block punt for a touchdown.
Just saw it again. Yeah.
Bears defense was clearly the star of the game.
Yep, absolutely. Their offense has a long way to go, but hey, rookies are going to rook.
Also, Will Levis's mayonnaise commercial might also be the star of the game.
Nice.
Wait, did he really do a Mayo commercial?
Yeah.
Good for him. Go ahead and have fun with that.
Yeah.
The Cardinals traveled to Buffalo, lost to the Bills 34-28. Kyler Murray had 162 yards passing.
Don't
and a
be
touchdown
celebrating. That was
to
not
go
a good game for the
57 yards
Bills.
rushing.
Where's the win?
Connor had 50 yards rushing and a touchdown. Greg Dortch was their leading receiver with 6 catches for 57. For the Bills, all Josh Allen, 232 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 39 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Cook had 71 yards rushing, and I can't write my own handwriting. That's okay. Nothing real big for the receivers.
It was all Allen. It
Yeah.
was all Allen. Yeah.
So, would have been nice to see Marvin Harrison, with the hype behind him, get a lot of yards and a lot of play. But hey, rookie, what are you going to do?
Couple of catches, about 30-something yards, I think.
I'm
right?
not
They get
sure
one
if
catch.
what I watched was Buffalo not playing up to what I was expecting or the Cardinals being better than I expected.
I think it was a combo.
And I think more so
Yeah.
it was the Cardinals being better. They've got a lot of pieces there. They play their fucking hearts out. I think it's more that. I think the Cardinals are going to look better, and don't sleep on them week
Yeah.
to week. I don't expect them to have an incredible record, but don't sleep on them.
Well, and the Bills offensively, like learning, okay, who are our receivers? You
Oh,
know,
oh,
how are we
yeah,
going to
yeah.
play this season? You know?
Yeah, right, exactly. But they lost Gabe Davis and
Diggs, yeah.
Diggs.
Yeah.
Who, there's a lot of
But
negativity.
it's still a
that can be
loss, you know?
shared.
Yeah.
At the same time, Diggs is fucking good. Gabe Davis
Was their best receiver.
has
Well, it could be, depending on the game.
Uh,
You might have
yeah,
200
yeah,
yards and then have
right,
3
right,
straight
right.
games with no yards.
that being said, he deserves to be a starting wide receiver.
Sure.
And then now you're trying to figure out this new scheme. So I can understand what's going on in Buffalo, but I think I'm gonna give credit to the Cardinals for what they did today, for sure.
Speaking of good credit to a team for playing their asses off, the surprise of the day, the Patriots 16, the Bengals 10. Jacoby Brissett, 121 yards passing. Ramondre Stevenson, 120 yards rushing and a touchdown. Then you had Hooper, Austin Hooper, as leading receiver for the Pats, had 2 catches for 31. For the Bengals, Burrow had 164 yards passing. Moss had 44 yards rushing and a touchdown. And Jamar Chase had 6 catches for 62. Jamar Chase has not been practicing all preseason. T is out for a
Yeah.
while. Like
Yeah.
the Bengals need to get their shit together. This was not a good look, but for the Pat fans, hey, good, you got to win.
Dude, Ramondre can run, and last year he was not. They were not using him like they did today. And whether that was a one-off game, but like that man used like the year prior, he was doing good things. But last year, in my mind, it was like you could have Zeke backing you up. There's worse options, but the two of them together did nothing last year.
Yeah.
To see him do 120 yards first game, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like he was just afraid of losing his job to Zeke
Maybe,
all last
maybe,
season. You know,
right?
The Vikings traveled to New Jersey, took on the Giants, and they pulled out the win, 28-6. Sam Darnold actually looked competent in this game. 208 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and interception. Aaron Jones had 94 yards rushing and a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 4 catches, 59 yards and a touchdown. For the Giants, not a whole lot good. Daniel Jones, 186 yards passing, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Singletary was their leading rusher with 37 yards. Malik Nevers had 5 catches for 66 yards. He has better days ahead of him. He's going to be a very good wide receiver in the league, I think. Today was just the Giants did not show up. I don't know any other way to say it. I don't know what they have to do to get that fixed, but
Get rid of Daniel Jones.
I
That would be
wasn't.
my number one choice, but
I wasn't ready.
there's not
to
really a
see-
better option right now.
I
Ryan
wasn't ready to
Tannehill's a
see
free
the
agent, I think.
Vikings roll up on him like that. I was unprepared for that level of
Yeah,
defeat.
yeah.
So that was really like, not that I was expecting it to go beautifully, but I wasn't ready for that.
Like, not
was,
that bad. Yeah.
You know, yeah.
The Steelers traveled to Atlanta and defensively beat the crap out of the Falcons. They won 18-10. Justin Fields started for them at quarterback, had 156 yards passing, 54 yards rushing. Najee Harris paced him with 70 yards rushing, and George Pickens had 6 catches for 85 yards. For the Falcons, Cousins, 155 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Bijan Robinson, 68 yards rushing, 43 yards receiving. And McLeod was their leading rusher with 4 for 52. You could have picked that ahead of Drake London or Pitts. You're better than me at predicting these things. Also for the Steelers, glad you have that kicker Boswell. He got you every one of your points. I want to give that man a raise. I'm not really sure. And then we also, in the dumpster fire automatic, that is the Carolina Panthers, they traveled to New Orleans and lost 47-10. Bryce Young, it doesn't really matter. Very first pass was an interception, kind of led to what his day was. Miles Sanders had 22 yards rushing to lead the team, and Adam Thielen led them with receiving with 3 for 49. As far as the Saints go, Derek Carr had 200 yards
Boom.
passing.
There
3
it is.
touchdowns.
Week 1 already.
Alvin Kamara, 83 yards and a touchdown, and he caught 5 passes for 27. And Rashid Shaheed, 3 for 73 and a touchdown. I don't think the Saints are that good, but I do think the Panthers are that bad.
Yep.
But they're doing what Peyton did, is just spreading that ball around. That's how they were so good back in the day, you
And
know?
I said it earlier. It's like Derek Carr is just out there like Oprah Winfrey. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. Everybody gets a touchdown. Oh, Jesus. It was...
Like, if they could maintain that pace against better teams, Jesus, you know?
With Chris Olave not
Doing
even getting
nothing.
a lot of...
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
crazy.
Yep. Jacksonville traveled to Miami to take on the Dolphins, and despite Tyreek Hill doing everything he could to not be able to play in this game before anything even started, they did pull out the win 20-17. Trevor Lawrence had 162 yards passing with 1 touchdown. Tank Bigsby led them in rushing with 73 yards. Gabe Davis had 3 catches for 62. Brian Thomas, rookie at LSU, 4 catches, 47 yards, and a touchdown. For the Dolphins, Tua got 338 yards passing and a touchdown. Hill had 7 catches for 130 yards and a touchdown. Waddle had 5 catches for 109. And they had Achane, 24 yards rushing and a touchdown. Not a whole lot, but he also added 7 catches for 76 yards.
Yeah, HN playing behind Mostert last year, who played like a goddamn monster.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knew he was like playing lights out before he got hurt. And he just comes back this season and is going to do like if he's going to try to play like Christian McCaffrey, like, you know, not as many rushing yards, but like you don't
Like, in the style of.
in the style of, like, we know he can, but also like you're gonna get receiving yards next to 2 incredible receivers.
Yep.
Fucking hell.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how you win, though. Yep.
Texans traveled to Indianapolis, beat the Colts 29-27. C.J. Stroud, 234 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Joe Mixon, 159 yards rushing, a touchdown. Matt Collins, 6 catches for 117 yards. I'm sorry, Nico Collins. Different Collins. The Colts had 27 points. Richardson, Anthony,
brothers.
looked quite good at quarterback in spurts. 212 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Also had another touchdown on 56 yards rushing. Jonathan Taylor, 48 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. And Alec Pierce, 3 catches, 125 yards and a touchdown. That's a hell of an average for a day.
I loved what happened between those two today.
That's good.
Because I think this could be the type of game that is prime time
Yep.
for the
And that
next
South,
like,
oh,
3
man.
years.
Yep.
Oh man.
I hope so.
I want
Yep.
Anthony Richardson to show us who we didn't get to see last year.
Yep.
Athletic as holy shit. I mean, he was their leading rusher, right?
Yep. With
Seven-
Jonathan Taylor there, which says a lot.
Yeah, exactly. A good athletic quarterback, good arm, good scramble. Let's. I think Indy's still going to be a step behind, but they can be competitive. They can be disruptive. I want to see them really ruin people's day all season. That'd be great.
And even if they don't
Absolutely.
top off this season, if Richardson continues to grow
Yep,
and
yep,
grow and
yep.
get more comfortable with that team, like
Absolutely.
have a full season,
Yeah.
oh, game
like-
changer next year.
like- He went and he was going to Pierce instead of Pittman. this is the perfect game one scenario where it's like, like how many people on their fantasy teams are like, oh my god, I need to scramble. Do we need Pittman? Like, should I get him instead of no. Or sorry, no, Pierce instead of Pittman.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Probably stick with Pittman, but like, now when you've got those multiple options, that's going to be perfect.
Yeah, whenever there's so many people on a fantasy league,
Yeah.
we're like, fuck, I don't know who to start. I don't know
Yeah,
from the same
right,
team.
right.
That's usually really good for that NFL
Yeah, no.
team.
You got Jonathan Taylor. You got a quarterback who can run. You got Pittman and Pierce. They can be downfield targets. That becomes a really fun team to watch.
Absolutely. Dallas traveled to Cleveland and beat the brakes off of the Browns. Dak Prescott, newly minted 4-year, $240 million contract that he signed this morning under his belt. Threw for 179 yards and 1 touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, flash in the pass right there. 40 yards rushing and a touchdown. And CeeDee Lamb, 5 catches for 61. They didn't have to do a whole lot because of defensive plays and a punt return for a touchdown. Cleveland needed to do a lot more. Deshaun Watson, 169 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Ford, 44 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. David Njoku, 4 catches for 44 yards and then got hurt. So hopefully he's not too badly hurt and can come back. Listen, this is the second verse, same as the first with Deshaun Watson. Like, they have to be thinking this was the worst idea ever at this point to trade for him.
Yeah, like we
He
have
has been
tools.
garbage.
We got players on the field.
If Baker Mayfield was in this offense, he would be so much better.
Yep.
Just brutal.
I mean, I'm biased, but a very underutilized Jerry Jeudy,
He did get a touchdown.
He did.
Yep,
It was nice
yep.
to have a
Did you
touchdown.
buy a Caleb Williams jersey?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, did you really? You did.
Yeah. The Commies traveled to Tampa Bay to
Here
take on
starts
the
the curse.
Buccaneers, and they lost 20-37. Jaden Daniels had a pretty good first game. He had 184 yards passing, and also had 88 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Brian Robinson for them also had 40 yards rushing and a touchdown, in addition to 3 catches for 49 yards. Their leading receiver was actually Austin Eckler with 4 catches for 52 yards. Somewhere, Terry McLaurin is saying, "Can you throw the ball to us?" For the Bucs, Baker Mayfield had 289 yards passing and 4 touchdowns, 2 of which went to Mike Evans, who had 5 catches for 61 and is on pace for yet another 1,000-yard season. Their leading rusher was Bucky Irving with 62 yards, and Godwin, 8 catches, 83 yards.
Yep.
Good game.
Everyone should start paying attention to the Buccaneers this season. Not because I think they're going to be incredible, but Mike Evans, if he gets this next 1,000-yard season, this is a big, big, big deal that he's on pace for.
Yes.
To take out
At his age, too.
one of the best, probably the best wide receiver, and I can't think of anyone I would put him above. A Jerry Rice record of consecutive 1,000-yard seasons is major. This is a big fucking deal. And he's been on the Buccaneers, which, he got a touchdown. He got a Super Bowl.
Yeah, a Tom Brady
But,
year.
like,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
This year will tie him with Jerry Rice,
Well, this
which
will
I don't
tie-
care.
this will
I don't
tie-
care.
I don't
if
care.
you tie a Jerry Rice
Oh my
record,
God! Yeah. Huge. This is worth watching.
And he's not the
Absolutely.
flash that Rice was, but consistency as a
Yep.
he's just
receiver.
a very large man that
Yep.
can get downfield
Yeah.
and catch the ball in traffic.
Strong.
and if he plays as long as Jerry Rice did,
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that.
Great. He's got great
what,
hands.
16
he's got
years, something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He's the leading receiver after the age of 40, and the next person is Tom Brady. If that tells you anything about how many receivers have made it past 40.
Yeah.
Denver traveled to Seattle, and I tell you what, Bo Nix, he had a couple interceptions in this, but they only lost by 6. Seattle won 26-20. Bo Nix was 138, no touchdowns, the 2 interceptions. Did have 35 rushing yards and a touchdown. The lack of running game really hurt him here. McLaughlin was their leading rusher with 27 yards. Reynolds leading receiver with 5 catches for 45 yards. For Seattle, Geno Smith had a very meh passing game. 171 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, but he did have a long, I think it was a 24-yard touchdown run. Walker at 103 yards rushing and a touchdown, and
He was
Tyler
the man.
Lockett was their leading receiver with 6 catches for 77. Denver's defense showed up. They got 2 safeties in this game. Denver, they lost the game, but this is nothing to hang their heads over.
Nope.
Bo Nix had a very nice first game for a rookie. Seattle has some good defensive players. I think that this was a nice base of the season
Yes.
moment to get started for the Broncos.
I was very happy with their performance overall. Yep.
Walker clearly showed up. His run game was fucking incredible.
Yeah, he's just carrying on from last season.
But
yeah.
but that also was because Denver had Seattle's wideouts locked up. And their wide receiver core is nice. Real nice. So to lock those up, yeah, all right, it cost you what the running game, because that was really pretty, but yeah. Big ups to to Denver for really locking that up like that. That's
Absolutely. And the Raiders traveled to LA to take on the Chargers. They lost 22-10. Gardner Minshew had 257 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. White led them with rushing with 44 yards. Jacoby Myers was their leading receiver with 3 catches for 61. Devontae Adams had 5 catches for 59. For the Chargers, Herbert, 144 and a touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, though, 10 carries, 135 yards and a touchdown. And their rookie, Lad McConkey, 5 catches, 39 yards, and a touchdown. Overall, obviously, really fun fucking Sunday. First Sunday of the year. Gotta love it. I know we're going to hear horrible overreactions from every sports commentator out there that in 2 weeks will not mean anything.
Yeah.
But is there anything that stands out to y'all for this week as truly important?
Indianapolis. To echo what I said before, was nice to see Anthony Richardson come back like that. They've got a good athletic squad. They've got great players ready to go. They can be fun and disruptive. I think overreaction is the Saints. Don't count on that all season. Don't listen. If Carr can be a veteran quarterback and with a top 10 arm and consistency, they're going to be scary. I don't know where that was last year, but
Like, can they do that all
can
season
they do
long?
that? Right,
Yeah.
right. And I hate to say this, but it's too fun not to. Good for getting a win this week, New England.
I'll agree.
You were not
That
ready
was the
for
most
it.
unexpected
I
win of week
bet
one.
that is extra sweet.
Well, anyone that's in a pick'em league where the minute you get one wrong,
Oh,
you're
God.
out. I guarantee there's like 2 people left in most of those
Yep.
leagues. Because
Yep.
you know
Yep.
everyone was hammering that one as their pick.
Who's gonna pick fucking them over Cincy? Yeah.
For me, this isn't very fair, but it just is what it is. The Packers losing Jordan Love, and I don't know if that was a dirty play necessarily by the defensive tackle. He saw the quarterback trying to throw the ball. He was lying right next to his legs. He rolled to be able to grab him. Yes, he rolled onto his knee. I don't know if it was dirty, though. Like,
I
truly, he
wouldn't
saw
say
the guy there, and
dirty,
he,
no.
could you have done it in some way to maybe not hit his knee? I don't
That's
know.
your play till the whistle is blown.
What do you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say. What do you do in that situation?
Like, do you just
Like,
lie there and not
just
do
lie
anything? Because
there
then you
and
could
not do
get called out for that.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You know, so I have a bit of an issue there. But my question to y'all is, because right now, their only quarterback that I am aware of is Malik Willis, who was he got some
Yeah.
starting time for the Titans for a couple years. Backup, though, has not done a whole lot. They play the Colts next week, then the Titans, then the Vikings, then the Rams. That'll be 4 games, which is about what we're looking at for Jordan Love based on everything I've heard. How bad does Malik Willis, like, what record do they have to do before they start considering bringing in, like, Ryan Tannehill?
I guess that really depends on the 3 to 6 weeks, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
is it closer to 3 or closer to 6?
Right,
That's a
right.
big difference.
I mean, Malik Willis's pedigree in college is pretty strong. You know,
Yes, but in
he
the
was the
pros-
quarterback for Liberty.
Yeah, and-
so obviously we know he's great.
But to be fair to him, like, when he did get to start for Tennessee, yes, he had Derrick Henry running behind him, but he didn't exactly have great wideouts.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I'm curious just because, I mean, honestly, with those 4 games, there's a chance they start this season 0-4.
Yeah.
And if he misses the 4th game and it's the Rams, they might be 0-5. I'm not saying they will be, don't get me wrong here, but there's a good chance with Malik Willis as your starting quarterback because all those offensive weapons are going to take a hit.
Yep.
Obviously, they're going to run the ball more in that situation to try to take weight off of him, and they do have Josh Jacobs there to do that. But are we looking at the Packers maybe getting to 0-3 and saying, shit, we need to bring in Tannehill and get some better play? Do you think he could pick up that offense that quickly?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, thank you for the
Wow,
commentary.
that was delightful.
That was
I think we
startling in its
could,
succinctness.
but they got
Well-
they got the Colts, the Titans, the Vikings, the
Okay.
Rams, the Cardinals, the Texans.
Candid conversation. I think that Caleb Williams is your guy, but
Whoa,
he's
wait.
We're not talking about the Bears.
Oh, Packers.
I'm glad you're paying
All right,
attention.
very glad our producer's paying attention. Never mind, folks. We don't need. The Eagles have a lot of weapons on that
Yeah,
offense.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
think that's being
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
rough
yeah,
to fucking
yeah.
judge him in
Oh,
one
yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Jordan Love, I have opinions.
Minus him.
Minus
What's your
everything.
opinion?
Yeah. Right. We're saying what they can do without him for these next 3 to 6 weeks.
Do better without him.
Okay, great. All right, moving on.
He's not the best color man in the game for no reason, folks.
Oh, man.
Just a bit off topic. Okay, well, I guess that's our thoughts on this week so far. Holy shit. Hey, listen, this is live. We half-ass everything, we whole-ass nothing.
Exactly. That's right. That's right.
Okay. Would you like to get into the NFL now, Scott?
You know what? I would love to get in the NFL.
Well, earlier than I anticipated, I didn't realize Eric was going to throw me a curveball that way.
Fair enough. This segment is not brought to you by Green River Bourbon, but it could be. Green River, produced out of one of the oldest distilleries in Kentucky.
Oh.
I mean, it number 10 registered distilleries, and it makes a good ass sip. And I wouldn't mind if we were getting paid for me to drink this.
No, I wouldn't mind that at
I
all.
wouldn't mind that either.
Shout out to my buddy Chris in Texas. First comment on this year's
Ooh, yeah.
presentation of football thingies.
Ooh, what do we got?
He just says, "Sup, fellas?"
Oh,
Right
nice.
on.
Fair enough.
All right, well, Chris,
Welcome to the show. If you have any thoughts that you'd like us
Yeah.
to discuss, please put them in the chat.
thanks for tuning in, and here we are on NFL, because things do happen outside of professional football, and I'm here to share what I find somewhat interesting. So this first topic is sad, and I apologize for bringing down the mood, but I don't want to ignore it.
You talking about the Giants?
No.
Oh.
Earlier this week, there's a funeral held for John and Matthew Gaudreau, two brothers that were hit by a suspected drunk driver while they're riding their bicycles. John is better known as Johnny Hockey. He played at Boston College and helped get them a championship back in 2012. Drafted into the Calgary Flames, played there for quite a while before eventually joining the Columbus Blue Jackets in these past few years. There's a million accolades that he had. One of the biggest accolades was literally the acknowledgement of how good of a dude he was, and to actually to echo that, the Flames fans gathered outside their stadium in memoriam of him. So so sad for those two. Sorry to bring the mood down.
Actually,
but,
truly
but,
sad because
yeah.
they were out for a bike ride the night before their sister's wedding.
Hey,
Aw.
that also, like, come on.
Holy shit, man.
Absolutely. So, to bring it up a little bit, I'm going to talk about baseball. And for those that know my feelings on baseball, this has nothing to do with anything of significance.
Is it about the White Sox finally getting a win today?
It was definitely not that.
No.
I said significance.
Significance.
22 years ago, Dusty Baker's 3-year-old son ran out into the field. He's a bat boy.
Almost, yeah. But he was like a 3-year-old
He was
bat
a
boy.
3-year-old bat boy. He ran out into the field and almost got clobbered by a runner coming into home. He had the wherewithal to grab the kid and drag him out of the way because there was another runner coming in, and he was going to be coming in hot. The reason I bring it up is because this past week, Darren Baker got his first major league hit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, yeah.
He's crossed home once, but he got his first at bat this past week.
That's
which is
fantastic.
I know it. So, all right, college football. That's probably the meat of what anyone wants to talk about. I want to talk about SMU. Okay,
That's Southern Methodist University.
that'd be
for those who
Southern
don't know.
Methodist University. Big old, college football program that was decimated back in the mid '80s.
The only one that got the death penalty.
Only one that got the death penalty.
For players getting paid.
Yep.
Eric Dickerson and a bunch of guys. You never heard about that, Brian?
Nope.
Oh yeah, the NCAA came down on them so hard, it destroyed the football program so badly that even the NCAA said, "We will not do that again." They have yet to recover from it.
Fuck
Yeah.
that.
So they're hit by the death penalty. They've really never recovered. And when you look at where they were, they left the SEC back in '95, and I'm sure that wasn't totally voluntary. Sorry, not SEC, the Southwest Conference. They joined the Western Athletic Conference, '96 to 2004. Conference USA from 05 to 12. They were in the AAC from 2013 to 2023, and that was a division that was formed when the Big East was kind of getting split up. Not kind of, pretty much getting split up, where the Big East, a bunch of the Catholic universities stayed as Big East, and then a bunch of other universities became the AAC. And this year, SMU has joined the ACC.
Cool.
But here's what you might not have heard. They joined the ACC and also said, we're not going to receive any TV revenue for 9 years. As a part of the deal to join, literally was like, we're not going to take any money for the next 9 years.
That's interesting.
Their university chairman is quoted as saying, it's a couple $100 million. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. And you know why? Because here come the billionaires. That university has massive donors. And now it's legal, NIL, they are poised and ready just to pay their sports program and say, you know what, we're going to bring in players because now we can. We're going to build the program back up.
I mean, hell, they were doing it wasn't legal, so why not?
Right. Because
Like,
guess
we're
what?
playing in a real conference now, and yeah.
Right. So
Oof.
it's got me a little concerned as SMU is now in the ACC with Syracuse, which is my team, and they're just going to be throwing money left and right. We'll see where that goes, but I also kind of respect their thought behind it. It was like, we want in on a big conference, and we'll get in by saying, don't give us any money. But we're going to be on TV. We're going to be in big games. We're going to go against some good teams, and we're going to throw money left and right. Here come the billionaires. Let's see what happens over the next decade. Very curious.
Fun little fact about SMU. The first year my family lived in Texas, after getting stationed, my dad got stationed at an Air Force base in Fort Worth. We went to the 1983 Cotton Bowl,
Yeah, that's cool.
where SMU played Pitt, Eric Dickerson, and Dan Marino.
That's a cool game to be in attendance
Pretty
at.
fucking
Yeah.
awesome, right? All right, sorry to interrupt.
Yep. All right, we're going to jump to the Boise State Broncos playing number 7 Oregon Ducks.
Are all your things college horse teams?
Yeah, I mean, there's a
Mustangs,
we're off
Broncos.
we're off to a gallop, Brian. Thank you very much.
More of a canter.
So number 7 Oregon State Ducks against the Boise State Broncos. Ducks did win 37-34, which is pretty darn close. But it wasn't without one of the things that drives me fucking crazy. So going into the fourth quarter, Boise State had just pulled ahead by a little bit, right? And it took Oregon to get a 99-yard kickoff return.
Oh.
Now, why was it a 99-yard kickoff return?
Because they weren't in the end zone?
Because motherfucking Noah Whittington dropped the ball before he crossed the end zone.
Oh, that's right. His teammate backed him up, though.
Oh,
And his teammate
no.
picked it up
Yep.
in the end zone because no one realized.
Good on his
Seconds-
teammate for fucking
Not
paying
immediately.
attention.
Seconds later. Like,
So anyone else could have touched that ball.
it was scary.
Oh, it's
Could have
so
been a
fucking
100-yard
dumb.
return. This was your
Yep.
day,
Yep.
sir. Shame, 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 shame. And you play on a top 10 ranked team.
Yep.
Shame. I'll never stop saying shame. Speaking of other top 10 teams.
There's been enough players between NFL and the college.
Yep,
I'm sorry to
yep.
interrupt. NFL and the college. Deshaun Jackson, famously.
Yep, yep.
Run through the end zone, act like you've been there before, toss the ball to the ref, and then celebrate.
I don't get
How
why
is that so
dropping the
fucking
ball
hard?
is such a cool baller move.
dropping
Just
the ball
dropping the ball.
before you cross.
Like-
Like, man, like, what are you doing? It's crazy. You held on to it for 99 yards.
Oh, he was really tired.
I'm sure he's real tired. Yeah, I know. Nah, he kind of dropped it, flipped it, looking pretty cool. Except, yeah.
Yep, I fucking hate that too.
Sticking with teams that are in the top 10, actually, number 5 ranked Notre Dame.
Well,
No,
we're in the top 10.
We're in the top 10.
So this is a shout out to Northern Illinois, who blocked the last second field goal attempt.
You mean Illinois, right?
Northern
Like the
Illinois,
real university.
not the Fighting Illini. The Northern Illinois, I don't know, plowhands, whatever they are, right? Like
Huskies.
blocked
The Huskies.
Are they the
Blocked-
Huskies?
Yeah.
Blocked-
Sorry, the Southern Illinois is the Salukis.
Yes. So not only did they beat Notre Dame 16-14, but they were paid $1.2 million to
To show up and beat you.
show
Oh, I
up-
love it when that
show up
happens.
and win.
Oh,
Good for them.
Ooh,
Good for them.
ooh. We still have top 10 teams to talk about. Florida State, who is the preseason number 10.
Oh, they cooked it twice in a row.
They cooked it twice in a row. They were undefeated last year, right? They lost their QB, Jordan Travis, with 2 games left. They didn't get invited to the college football playoff because of player availability.
Yeah.
That is viewed, if you want to be in the top 4, they're like the first one in however long or maybe forever to be undefeated in a major conference and not get the nod to the playoffs. A lot of people said, yeah, but they did end up losing in the Orange Bowl, like in devastating fashion.
yeah.
Whatever. That being said, they lose to Georgia Tech in the opening game. Coming up on game 2, a FSU fan posted on Twitter, if Florida State loses to Boston College this weekend, I will eat dog shit out of
Yeah.
a red Solo cup with a spoon and post a video of me doing it. Book it.
Someone needs to get a videotape.
Well, he has
He
since
deleted
deleted
all his
every
socials.
single one of his social medias.
Yeah.
He did it?
He did not.
No, he deleted all his social
During the
media.
game, because they were getting smoked. He went and deleted. Oh, he was like, "I'll see you next season." And what I really like about it is like Big Cat from Barstool, Des Bryant, like people are calling him out. They're like, "Just a bite, man. Eat that shit." And I gotta say this. I'm sorry, man. Eat that shit.
Yeah, you don't throw that stuff out there unless you're willing to do it.
Right. I got one more thing from NFL, and I'll leave it up to you if you want to hold on to it or you want to go today. But this would be the college football.
Is this the Ramblin' Wreck from Georgia Tech losing to Syracuse?
Nope.
Oh,
This
sure, he'd
is,
bring it up being a Syracuse fan.
Nope. This is the college football all-name team, offense and defense.
Oh, yeah.
Throw them out there, bud.
All right.
There's so many good ones.
Offense. Starting quarterback from UL Monroe, General Booty.
General Booty.
Yep.
Running back, Washington State, Javunsky Schlenenbaker.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Wide receiver from Kilgore. That's JUCO, by the way. That would be DeColdis Crawford.
Yep.
Also wide receiver from Defiance College, Dorelis Clark.
Yep.
Wide receiver Tulane, Fat Watts.
Yes,
Key and
sir.
Peele come to life.
Tight end, Florida International, Rowdy Beers.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Oh.
I know I get a little rowdy after a few.
O-line Auburn, Jaden Muskrat.
Yep.
O-line SMU, King Large.
Mm-hmm.
O-line UNLV, Tiger Shanks.
Yeah.
O-line Iowa State, Dodge Saucer. And O-line Virginia Tech, Haynes Hammer.
Nice.
Sir.
If that's underwear related, good for you, sir. All right, all defense, team name. DL out of Purdue, that would be Shittasilla.
Shit is.
Ah!
The DL out of Charlotte, that'd be Demon Clowney.
Oh, nice.
DL from Arizona State, Blazin' Lono Wong.
Wong?
Wow.
The Edge from Stanford, Thunder Keck.
Yeah.
Ha!
Linebacker from Duke, Memorable Factor.
No. Memorable factor. Oh my.
Is it a math joke? I don't even know.
No, someone
No,
read that
it's
book
not
about the
memorable.
guy that was naming his kids, and like the name is so important And they're like, it's got to be something memorable. And they're like, okay,
Yep,
memorable.
Linebacker out of UNC, Power Eccles.
Fair.
Linebacker out of Pitt,
He got so laid.
Chief Borders.
Oh, he got so laid.
Defensive back out of Rice, Mobility.
Mo Dex.
Mobility.
You heard
I like it.
me. You heard me.
I like it.
DB out of LSU, Major Burns.
Oh.
You know what would be great though is if he gets just roasted like 8 straight touchdown catches, because then it'll be even better.
Yeah.
For
Yep,
that name.
yep.
Yeah.
DB out of Louisiana
If he
Tech.
gets roasted in the sack.
This might be the most Louisiana Tech thing I've ever heard. Pig Cage.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
He should play for Arkansas.
Yes, he should.
Oh, no. He got
And the
so,
DB from Central Arkansas.
He got so laid.
Brian, the DB from Central Arkansas, Dude Persons.
Oh.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
That is my NFL
Okay.
for week 1 of the regular
A
season.
a Caucasian family was very upset about that happening.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Oh, wait, Dude Persons?
Yes.
Oh, he's not white.
okay, our next segment is brought to you by, or could be brought to you by 450 North Brewing Company. I'm currently drinking their live resin lemonade. It is delicious. These are not cheap beers for sure. However, if they would like to sponsor us, they're out of Columbus, Indiana.
Oh.
We would not turn it down. And this next segment is Squeak Streaks.
Okay.
Squeak streaks.
So I told Scott about this on Friday. It continued today. The Panthers have not scored a touchdown in a leading scenario in the fourth quarter last season or this season.
That sucks.
Building on that, Tony Pollard has had less than 90 yards for the last 12-ish games. Can go with that too.
So, Tony Pollard,
Less than 90 yards,
Less
and you're
than 90
saying that
yards.
the Panthers will not have a touchdown while in the lead.
Yes.
man, he double stamped that
He
one.
did. He double stamped it.
I told you. I would
That
do
being
that.
said,
I like him.
that's
Nice
hard.
moves.
I mean, first of all, if you're a fan of either team, good for you because his streaks are generally wrong.
Wrong.
But I'll tell you what,
But they're fun, and I like these two. These two are fun.
I'll tell you what, he doubled up, and both of them I wouldn't bet against.
Me either. Those are
Wait,
both
Did you say no touchdown for Pollard or a
Less
yard?
than 90
Less than
yards.
less than 90 yards
Yeah.
total.
Less
Okay.
than 90 yards.
Rushing
Oh, that-
and
that's pretty
receiving, or just rushing?
Just less than 90 yards.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
Jeez. Ouch.
All right, which brings us to our last little segment before we get into picks. Just the worst. I'm going to start this off real fast, if you don't mind. Commissioner Goodell of the NFL came out this week and said that he would like to not just see 10 NFL teams have an out-of-country game. He would like to see 16 of those games, meaning basically all 32 teams would have one game outside this country. Now, if it's supposed to be an away game, I'm not totally against this idea. But if you're taking a home game away from all those people that are paying for those season tickets, I have a huge problem with this.
So I'll say this. There is apparently programs for a bunch of these teams that if you're a season ticket holder, there are sometimes flights and hotels are included.
For top tier season ticket holders.
But also apparently they offer some really good packages to travel. But at the same time, a lot of these teams, these tickets have been passed on.
Yes.
Right? If you're grandfathered into some of the better
Yeah.
Yeah, I
structures-
remember the what used to be the Redskins, now the Commies, and also the Green Bay Packers, for example, getting season tickets for them. Those get passed down through
Yeah.
the families.
Right.
Which doesn't mean that you can afford
Well, right.
to fly overseas
But
and pay for a hotel
right.
room. Like,
Even with good deals, it doesn't mean that you're going to be able to, and you get paid back if you don't take advantage of it. But they want to be there
Yeah.
to see the games, right?
Or to have
but
2
you're
or
not
3
flying
days
to
off.
Berlin on a whim.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Exactly.
although I
Even
will say
when
that
you're there-
German crowd, based on the last couple of years, I would love to be in Germany
Oh,
for one of those
yeah,
games.
but I'm just
They look
saying-
like they were having a blast.
If you have a day off, you're not flying to Berlin.
Right,
No,
right,
not at all.
right. Yeah, there's still going to be a lot of money associated with traveling.
But
That's a bummer.
so I have an issue with this because of that. It's just it seems like a bit much. I understand you're trying to grow the popularity of the sport. I understand that, but to basically have all the teams go play a game in a foreign country seems like a bit much. And it also, I believe, leads into your just the worst, Mr. Stats.
Well, yeah. We were talking a little bit before, and I'm glad that I'm not the only one. But the field was the third player in Brazil.
Yes, it was. A lot of slips, a lot of
A
falls.
lot of slips, a lot of slides, and it's one of those things that I don't fully understand. There was a lot of chatter about it at the Super Bowl in Arizona, where it was like, well, that we didn't like the field. What am I missing here? Like, but that's actually a football stadium, but you still don't like the grass. Fine, but then down in Brazil, the big complaint was it was slippery because they like that grass to be built for those lithe, agile, light, quick soccer players. And these big, heavy, thundering football players, it's a different surface that they need. But then again, some of the other players, like Saquon Barkley mentioned how, like, I was out there for a little bit and then I went and put the longer studs on my cleats. That's where you bring them. They're not as comfortable to play in, but that's what helps you. Fine. Someone else from Green Bay was like, I ran up and down the field and noticed that it was going to be slick, so I put on my longer cleats. So I'm not really sure exactly what the right thing is, but if you're going to expand and field surface matters, what are you doing to fix that? Because slipping and sliding the way it started, can't have that. Can't have that. So if you're going to go to all these soccer stadiums, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful by calling them soccer, but
It's what those stadiums are for.
they call it football. We don't.
Football.
El football for the Spanish speaking ones, but
Thanks for the clarification.
I just need to.
Just so you know, you English speaking people, that means the football.
It does mean the football. I think it needs to get. If you want to do that, I'm not completely against it, because
What are you against?
growing football internationally, if there's really value to it, then that's just going to make the sport better, because you're going to pull from international crowds, and it's going to strengthen the game. I'm seeing exactly that when I see baseball, when I see basketball. It makes a difference. But you can't risk hurting your players on fields that aren't ready for them.
I agree. 100%. Skunk Hunter, do you have a just the worst?
Can I go Jim Harbaugh?
Sure.
Sure.
He burned down Michigan and then left after they won the title and just washed his hands of anything. Yeah.
But he's suspended from college football, so...
So Jim Harbaugh, just the worst. He won a title and then just went, I could not be more out like dodgeball and just...
Just done with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Out,
mine's a little nerdy.
Out like Dax Shin from his uniform. Like when he snapped his leg. And,
No.
Yeah.
I'm like, did I miss something today?
No,
Sorry,
that
that's a
disgusting ass fracture was a couple seasons ago.
2-year-old joke. Sorry. Yeah. 2.5-year-old joke.
I'm going to go back to college football for my just the worst. Florida State, who I believe they did the right thing. They listened to their fan base. They listened to everyone involved in the program. They said, you know what? We're not going to do that. I forget which version they did of like the tomahawk chop. They always played it, every third down, every single time. We're not going to do it this year. And they talked, to the band. It's like, okay, we're not doing it. Mm-hmm. It was very clear, like, we're not doing this anymore. There was some miscommunication, apparently, that the band was going to play different songs on third down that are like, still like pump me up kind of things like that. But as soon as they started to play it, every single time in their game this week, giant loud-ass electro DJ music came on the loudspeakers instead, blaring over the Florida State marching band playing the song for third down.
Oh, that's fucked up.
What?
Every single third down, they would typically play the Tomahawk song, whichever version they
Because they
played.
didn't trust that the band was going to
Do something,
follow
and the
rules?
communication. No, just miscommunication apparently. But for it to last the entire game, like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
And I get most people that watch college football, they watch it for the football players. There's a lot of people that watch it for the band.
When it comes to college, the in-stadium experience is important.
Yeah, like, it's a massive section that takes up a lot of that arena for any big college football team. And like, the marching band is there to support the team as well. All the athletics they perform in.
Yeah.
And to just very, very clearly oh yeah, we forgot about this guy. Sorry.
Southern school football is so strong with their chants.
Yeah, yeah.
They are that's huge. You want to change it up. I respect that.
Yeah.
But you didn't trust the band at that. That sucks.
Yep.
So that sucks as bad as their quarterback DJ Uiagalelei. So
I mean, maybe it'll be corrected in the next game, but for right now, Florida State, you're just the worst.
Fair enough. Okay, so that is all of our little segments. Let's get into next week's games.
All right.
Okay. Starts off on Thursday. Buffalo travels to Miami to take on the Dolphins. Kind of a lucky thing here for Buffalo. It will not be during the day where Miami could truly take advantage of the temperature difference and the sun being out for the entire visiting sideline as much as it will. Buffalo looked really good today, offensively. Miami had a little bit of an issue getting going, but by the end of that game, they were rolling pretty well. Scott Gunter, you are the resident Bills fan.
Buffalo. In the shade for sure.
Okay.
I had a moment where I thought about changing, but I'm going to stick with Buffalo on this one.
I'm Bills as well.
I'm going to say Miami. Early season, going to take that win. We then have the Raiders going to Baltimore, take on the Ravens in a game that I'm going to guess the Ravens are going to be a little pissed off.
A little bit.
I will say, though, Baltimore's offensive line did not look very good in that game against Kansas City. Now, granted, Chris Jones is hard to block. But so is Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins. I mean, the Raiders actually have a very good defensive line.
But also the when you talk about what they had to go up against the Chiefs. Chiefs have a good defensive line
True.
and a really good defensive coordinator.
Yes, they do.
And as good as the defensive line is for Vegas, come on.
No, I agree. I'm going with Baltimore here. I just thought I'd throw it out there to see if anybody had any thoughts.
Yeah, Baltimore.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, across the board. Yeah.
Okay, New Orleans travels to Dallas. Dallas just got done kicking the shit out of Cleveland. I realize that New Orleans just finished kicking the shit out of Carolina, but one of these things is not like the other.
What's Carolina?
And I say Dallas is going to take this one handily.
Yeah, good. New Orleans, I hope you walk into the game with swagger and you play your asses off. And I hope you make it fun, but Dallas.
I'm going to say Olave gets 4 touchdowns and New Orleans pulls it out.
Ooh,
Okay.
Spicy.
Here's a fun one. An old NFC North or NFC Central from back in the day. Tampa Bay travels to Detroit.
Ooh, Detroit.
That
Yeah,
was
I'm
fast.
also going Detroit. I think it's fun
Yeah.
that old rivals are playing each
I'm
other.
gonna say I'm on Detroit's dick this year. So
I think, especially saying how well Tampa played today and how well I think they can play moving forward. I think it'll be a really good game, but I really want Detroit to win.
Mm-hmm.
So Detroit.
That's fair.
Because let's be honest, Detroit win or lose tonight, I don't think that matters to them.
I don't think so either. Yeah.
Like you win, they don't take the next game lightly.
No,
you
not at all.
lose,
Yep.
watch out.
Yep.
Absolutely.
They play with a chip every time.
The Colts travel to Green Bay to take on the Jordan Love-less Packers. This is not me talking shit on the Packers here. It's just Malik Willis at starting quarterback. I think it's very obvious is not as good as Jordan Love at quarterback. And for that reason, I think the Colts will take this game.
Brian, can we pause for a second?
We're live. I can't really pause.
Give me the Colts.
Alrighty. Scotty?
Yeah, I'm in the Colts, and literally, when I looked at this the other day, before any of the games, because picking way too early is fun.
Yep.
I had Green Bay, and losing Jordan Love was one thing, but also watching what Indy did today, and I was like, okay, yeah.
Exactly the same.
Yep.
If they had Jordan Love, even as well as Indy played today against the really good Texans, I still might have gone Green Bay. Without Jordan Love, no fucking way. Yeah.
I agree. Cleveland travels to Jacksonville in a game that's really kind of hard to pick here. Like, isn't Joku going to be hurt next week? Because he's a big cog in their offense. Jacksonville is very up and down, but can their offense do anything against that Cleveland defense that, yes, they got a lot of points for them today, but their offense gave them nothing. They were on the field way too long against Dallas.
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
Oh,
Oh,
I like
same
it.
fast.
Same.
Like it.
I picked Jacksonville. I'm not confident in it. I wouldn't put money on it, but I think it's a fun pick.
I see
And-
Lawrence just getting the shit beat out of him
Right.
all day
That's
long.
what I think. Miles
You know?
Garrett is going to be very angry. I think that Cleveland somehow pulls this one off.
But also, I think it'll be really good for Jacksonville because I think they can be better, and they
can,
they could
yeah.
use some early season losses to good defenses to learn what to do.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, we then have San Francisco traveling to Minnesota. Take on the team that just knocked off the Giants. And I don't think Minnesota wins.
That's a feather. That's a feather in their cap for sure.
I know. I think the San Francisco 49ers take this one pretty easily.
Yeah, San Fran. Come on.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, all around.
Okay, Seattle travels to New England. Now, I realize New England played very well today, but I'm saying Seattle.
What? Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't even know how I picked New England for much of anything this year, so it's definitely not going to be against Seattle.
Eric, I'm assuming you're going Seattle over New England?
No, yes.
Yes. Okay.
All right, I'm going to pick up a fun pick for the week. I'm going to say New England.
Okay.
Ooh,
The
New
G-
England start 2-0, Brian?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at you.
No. Because you think about all those Patriots fans that are like pining for the Brady days. If they start 2-0, they're going to start talking mad shit. And it's going to be so much fun to watch that crumble.
Okay, all right.
Can't argue with you there. The Jets travel to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Obviously, we haven't seen a game from the Jets yet. However, their defense is very good. The Titans' defense played better today than I expected, and they definitely gave my Bears all they could handle. But I do think that the Jets' defense is very good, and if Aaron Rodgers is healthy and that offense is clicking, I don't see how the Titans keep up.
Yeah, same.
I'm there. Look, just on defense alone, the Jets can win over Tennessee.
Same for you, Skunk
Yep.
Hunter? Yep. Okay. Next up, the Giants travel to Washington.
Ooh, good game.
I'll go first. Homer pick. Give me the Giants. I don't care.
I like it.
Shut up.
I like
don't
it.
care. shut your fucking mouths right
Honey
now.
Badger don't give a fuck.
I don't care. I said the Giants. I'm not going to listen to what you're saying for the rest of this short little segment. Yeah,
Giants
whatever.
too. Yeah.
You're going Giants as well?
There we go. See?
Yeah.
Yeah, shut up, you two.
I'm going with the commies.
Yeah, me too.
I told you,
Is
shut up.
there any chance we can get the Giants baseball team to play the Washington baseball team instead?
It'd probably be an enjoyable game. The
With a higher
Rams
score.
The Rams travel to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Cardinals looked actually pretty good today against the Bills.
Yeah.
Didn't do a whole lot throwing to wide receivers. Wilson, I think, was the leading, or Dortch was the leading receiver,
Yeah.
wide receiver wise. Marvin Harrison Jr. didn't do a whole lot. I say the Rams win this though. The Arizona Cardinals, I think they're gonna play tough just like they did last year. But their lack of talent at certain positions is going to come up. And one of their tackles got knocked out of the game today. Offensive tackles, that is never a good thing.
No.
I don't know what Rams are going to do right now. Obviously, give me Arizona though. I think they're tough and scrappy, and I want to see it. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you going to Arizona?
Yep.
Okay. Pittsburgh travels to Denver. Take on the Broncos.
I'm picking Denver.
I know you are. Eric, who you got?
Any game I think they might win it, I have to pick them.
That's fair.
Denver.
Really?
My man.
Okay. Mr. Statton?
I'll tell you what. This was one that after today's games, I thought long and hard on.
Tied of your sex tape.
And I actually changed my pick on this one.
He's never had sex.
Changed to Denver.
Oh.
He did.
I am going to go with T.J. Watt in the Pittsburgh defense.
What if Russell Wilson comes back and starts?
Well, that will throw a wrench in everything, absolutely.
Then there's a good chance I'm going to regret changing my pick.
Well, what will be funny about that is that then you'll have the Mr. Unlimited revenge game.
Yeah.
And that's just sad and very weird to say. Cincinnati travels to Kansas City. I'm sorry. Cincinnati, I know they want to play better than they did this week. They couldn't play much worse.
The wrong time to play Kansas City.
Yeah, absolutely
Oh my
wrong
God.
time. I
Oh
see
my
Kansas City
God.
winning this one pretty handily.
Same. Yeah.
Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I see.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe since he was like, "What the fuck were we doing?" and they have a massive overhaul over the week, but I don't think so.
Chicago travels to Houston to play the Texans next Sunday night.
I don't think Houston's that good.
You shut your whore mouth. I guess you're picking Chicago. All right.
Okay.
I know Maddie's picking Chicago.
I am, but
Hope springs eternal,
hope
right?
springs eternal. And I'm going to need them to improve a lot on the offensive side. Otherwise, this could be real ugly real fast.
Yeah, I'm Houston. Yeah.
I like the split. All right.
And on Monday night, Philadelphia gets to probably get their second win of the season as they have Atlanta travel to play them. And I just do not see how Atlanta plays them based on how bad they looked today. I truly like. I know Cousins is coming off that Achilles injury, but shit. Go ahead.
Atlanta's gonna win that game.
Really?
Just sneaky. Dip.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Is that a
I feel-
JD pick there?
All right.
Am I wrong? Did we not talk about one game?
Yeah, we skipped Chargers and
Oh,
Panthers.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Chargers and Panthers.
Wait, wait,
Because it was
Are you going Philly over Atlanta?
I am going Philly. With it. Yeah.
I almost thought I missed it. Like maybe our conversation was so short, we just went Chargers.
Right? I mean, like,
I'm sorry. I just saw Panthers and thought it was automatic the other team was winning.
fair enough. Yeah, right. Thanks for picking for us, Matt. And I agree.
So everybody, Chargers over Panthers.
Yes.
All right.
All right. Well, that's all of this week's games. Do y'all have anything you'd like to bring up? Pretty short show for us today. This is just over an hour. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
It's kind of nice.
kind of hit that one a pretty nice note there.
I mean, it's so easy just to say, "Yay, football's back," but not only is it back, but the college football season is off to its same shenanigans where, you know, if you're a top 25 team, you're gonna win by 50 over some trash squad, or you're losing. You know, like it's been fun there, and then today was, man, what a. Was it this crazy last year for opening? Like, I don't remember it being as wild.
It
as
feels like
this.
the matchups were much better planned
Was
this
that it?
year, but it could just be total luck.
Well, just so you know, last year, first week of the season, with our predictions for games, you got 7 right last year. I got 6. Brian got 5. Eric got 10 right last year, first week of the season. As of now, I think I have 8 from the first week I
All
predicted.
right.
You
right?
have 10.
10 so
We
far.
all have 8.
Okay.
So we're
So
all.
we're doing better than we did last year predicting the games, but that also, I don't know. Like you just never know these days.
I just feel like some of the teams that soared, some of the teams that fell on their face, I wasn't ready for. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's interesting every year. The first week, which teams come out and play really well week 1, and then everyone's completely riding
Oh,
them
yeah.
into week 2 and overreacting to everything,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, yeah.
things tend to balance out.
Yep.
So
Yeah, like, is Atlanta really worse than Pittsburgh?
at this point in the season, I will say this though:
Pittsburgh's
both
defense,
teams are running new offenses to them, and it takes a little time for those to get going. Now, Pittsburgh was good enough to get within field goal range
and
more
new
often,
quarterbacks.
and the
Yeah.
turnovers and the sacks and everything else that Philadelphia or that Pittsburgh did to them made them look far worse. I think Atlanta has better days ahead, but you know, week 1's crazy. You never know what to expect, and really, all I wanted today was for my team to get a win because that's all you can ask for week 1 because you just don't know what to expect every season.
Yeah.
Weird things happen. It was really fun this year. I enjoyed the new kickoff rule so far. Thought it made for interesting. Every time you never knew if it was going to be returned or not. There was still a lot of touchbacks. Teams willing to just be like, all right, take it at the 30. But there was enough kick returns where you saw some. You actually got to see a touchdown return by the Cardinals. That was very cool. So far, I'd say the new kickoff rules are a success for the NFL as far as getting more action.
Okay,
going.
really, really fun. So I was at the brew pub for the 1 o'clock kickoffs, and watching all the kickoffs on multiple games at once. So much fun. Like,
Yes.
Christy, she likes football. She's not a giant fan. She's like, well, that's so much better than what they've been doing. You know, it's like, of
Yeah.
course it is.
Yeah, where
you
it's an
know?
automatic bathroom
Yeah,
break every
yeah.
kickoff.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's better.
Oh, the game's going to start. I got 20 minutes before the first actual play. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Oh, no, I agree. I think it's been fantastic. A lot of rookies didn't do a whole lot today, but you know what? It's the NFL. Rookies are going to be rookies, so that's to be expected.
Some did really well, though. You
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. And we'll see if that was just their one big week or if they're actually going to be that good all season.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's always fun to watch that, in Indianapolis, right? Pierce, like instead of Pittman getting the targets.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you've got someone else to pay attention to.
Yeah.
Sure.
Last year it was pretty much just Pittman.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you've got some other options. Now is Pierce going to be that guy all season? I don't know. But
It's
now
his second year.
But now you can't. And he got a nice first season.
Yeah.
But now you can't count him out. He's going to be a real second option. Once those things start shaking out, and then the teams start okay, now we got a scheme against. Like I said, it levels out, but it's fun to watch the mismatches, the players pop off that you weren't ready for. Someone like HN who's probably going to be the RB1, and to play
Well,
he's
for the
playing.
Dolphins.
Yeah. But he wasn't last year.
Well, Eric, I got to ask, you're a Bills fan, so what did you think of the wide receivers and how that shook out today for them?
Okay, so we're talking Stephon Diggs, right?
He does not play for the Bills anymore, sir. I want to know about the wide receivers you have.
I think we are in a better situation without him.
Oh, so like
Okay.
getting him gone was a good move.
Yeah, so Deion Dawkins, who is he's a Pro Bowler, and he said we exhaled when he was gone.
Yeah, yeah. Well, everyone says he was an awful locker room guy.
Yeah, so I'm not mad he's gone. He didn't do anything last season.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not true. He dropped a pass in a playoff game against the Chiefs.
You know what I mean?
No, I know.
Yeah, that's not.
It was a negative impact. Those negative impacts hurt too.
Yeah.
He did not maybe do
All right,
nothing.
everybody give me one positive.
I am not mad that he's not on the Bills roster anymore.
How about before we go, everyone give me one positive out of this week that you really liked.
I liked what I saw from the Broncos.
Fair.
Do you mean in general or
Just in
like
general.
personal?
Just in general. I really enjoyed the kickoffs. I thought that was a really nice change. They said that they're going to work more on player safety. I like seeing some of the guys wear the skeleton hats or whatever it is that they put over the top.
Guardian
yeah,
helmets.
Guardian
yeah,
helmets to
yeah.
protect from concussions. I thought that was good. It's not something you're going to see everyone wear, but there's going to be enough. Like Jonathan Taylor was wearing one.
Making it an option.
Yes.
And they're like, yes, please. You
Yeah,
know?
the fact that someone from like one guy, I don't remember who he played for. I heard about it this morning. He's already had 2 concussions in a 2-year career, so he's like, yeah, I'm wearing that cap.
Yep.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
I like seeing the Texans be good again. I like seeing Indianapolis be a good team again. Again, injuries always happen. It sucked that
Sure.
Jordan Love already fucking out for a quarter of the season, but seeing teams like the Colts from last year, okay, this is what we were hoping to be last year from game one. I like this. Seeing the Texans continue to be successful. Okay, this is good. I like this,
Absolutely. Anything else?
Oh, seeing Deshaun Watson suck.
Oh my God! And that's a fully guaranteed contract. Oh,
Yep.
the cap hit for him is getting brutal in the next 2 seasons. I feel so bad for Browns fans,
Yep.
and they don't have anybody they can pull off of the old used pile
Nope.
this year either.
I'm just happy we're back, Matt.
I am too, man. Been a long off season. All right, so that is our show for this week. As always, I am Matty Fax, joined by Scott Staten, a.k.a. Scotty Stats. Chairman of the board, the professor. Got the great Scott Gunter, Pepe Lepiduce, trying not to fall out of his stool right now. We'll be back next Sunday, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, as always, to go over the games and to
See how
make our
incredibly
picks.
correct we were.
Yes, exactly. Also, if you're bored and you want another podcast to listen to, there's also Straight Facts, homie. New podcast I'm doing. This week I'll be doing basically what really grinds my gears and what I really like. Because every year to start out, there's always something you're like, I don't like that, and I want that to change. So yeah, a few more things to discuss, and that will be available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, just like our podcast is. If you are listening to this, please give us a like, give us a follow, maybe hit the subscribe button, and leave a review. Tell us what we're doing right or wrong, or what we can improve on. Or just leave a topic you'd like to discuss.
Yeah,
I think that'd be awesome.
Sounds great.
But yeah, so signing off. We are Half This Live. We'll be back next Sunday, 8 p.m. Y'all have a wonderful week. Enjoy this rest of this Sunday night game. And of course, the Jets and 49ers tomorrow night. Y'all have a wonderful week.